one and all, my name is Ryan Bruce. My friends call me Fluff, and today on Riffs, Beards, and Gear, we are going to check out the all-new MLC Sub-Zero 100 guitar amp sim from Bogren Digital. So in the realm of guitar amp sims, yes, it's crowded, but there's some really good stuff in there. And I have said time and time again, it's a great time to play guitar. Bogren Digital makes it even better. They give us the sauce, the sonic sauce for everything from our one knob amp sims to our impulses, to our drum samples, to our MIDI drums. Well, now we have a full tilt amp sim, a new one, guys, from Bogren Digital, the MLC Sub-Zero 100, which you may be familiar with. Now, before we go any further, you can consider this a sponsored video. Bogren Digital asked me to show you guys this plugin. However, all thoughts and opinions are still mine. Now, of course, we know Jens Bogren from producing, mixing, and engineering a ton of our favorite metal albums, and he is back with a brand new plugin, the MLC Sub-Zero 100. Let's take a look. Now, the MLC Sub-Zero 100 has 3 different channels, each with its own distinctive voicing, but overall, there's lots of clarity, there's lots of depth, and there's a lot of detail in the MLC. This is kind of what they're known for. The plugin captured it. Now, within the plugin, you also get 2 different cab models, one modern, one vintage, and each cab model has 5 different microphones for you to choose from. And like we would expect, you can just grab the mics and place them wherever you'd like. And you can also blend between the 2 different instances of the cabs if you'd like. Now, speaking of cabs and IRs and speaker impulse stuff, let's talk about the new IRDX technology that has been developed by Jens Bogren. The problem with the traditional IR setup is while they do capture the EQ curve of a given speaker, they can often feel and sound kind of sterile. Now, this isn't something that is necessarily or inherently bad. However, a lot of us like the feel and the air moving with a real cabinet, of course, but not a lot of us can just, throw up a mic on a couple of 412s. Enter the IRDX technology. This is going to add sauce, flavor, movement, saturation. This is going to add life to the given impulse response. And you can turn this on and off within the plugin. You can also blend it in to taste if you don't want it at 100%. I think this is fantastic. Now, enough of my yapping. Let's hear this thing in the context of a full mix. Now that we got the full mix out of the way, let's do a little bit of a playthrough. I'm gonna grab my guitar and let's just turn some knobs, kind of go through the channels. I'm going to take you through the plugin. Let's get our chugs on, shall we? All right, so I had the Sub-Zero 100 in front of me. Before I start playing some guitar, let me take you through the plugin. All right, so we have power. We have the gate right off the bat is a fantastic gate, very, very clean and fast. Presence, depth, low feed, high feed, gain, volume, M45 on and off. Usually keep this off if I want high gain stuff. Bass, middle, treble, bright 1, bright 2, 6L6, EO34 selector, and a master volume, as well as our channel switcher on the far right. As far as the cab goes, like I mentioned before, there is a vintage cab and a modern cab, and each one of these cabs has 5 microphones, and you can blend between the 2 if you like. I love this feature. For the duration of this playthrough, I'm gonna have it at 50-50. We will play with the cab section in just a little bit. We can also move the microphones over here, or we can simply just grab the microphone as you wish. Next, we have the post EQ section. We can fine tune what we're hearing. And then we have the post effects. And then lastly, we have the boost. We got the boost, guys. These are different flavors. We will get to these in just a second. However, I'm going to start with this off. We are going to go back to the amplifier and I'm going to start at channel 1. Now, I want to point out, so the low feed changes the circuit feedback, and the low EQ changes the focus point of the low end on the bass knob. So, depending on the guitar you're using, this is really nice for fine tuning. We have a recorder down here on the bottom left, a metronome, and a tuner. This is pretty obvious. This is here no matter what window you were at. And yeah, so volume 1, or channel 1, excuse me. EL34, let's go to 6L6. Hear the low end change just a little bit there. This is cool. So the IRDX technology that I explained before, you can turn it off and you can also blend it, which I really, really enjoy. Typically when you see these kinds of features, it's usually just on, and rarely do you get a chance to have it on or off, or the blend you just never see on these kinds of things. So that is a really cool addition. We will start playing with this when we get into the more high gain stuff. Speaking of which, let's go to channel 2. Just a real nice crunch. Let's go to the 6L6 mode. You can hear how the bottom end fills out. I like the EL34 quite a bit. Let's go back to the cab section. I'm now going to blend and use only the vintage cabinet. I really like the SM7. That's nice. I like that a lot. All right. Before we go to channel 3, actually, let's go to the boosts, because I think these boosts are really nice. First, let's start with the Vanilla Sky. It's very rich sounding to me. Now Fascination Street overdrive. Use this as a clean boost. We're gonna go back to that in just a second. Let's go to the sauce channel. Let's go to channel 3. And notice the M45 function changes depending on the channel, right? Or the M45, this switch changes the function depending on the channel. So if we're on the clean channel, it's gonna change the focus point of the low end. And now with the gain channels, we have the M45, which reduces the gain and emulates more of a British style circuit. I typically have this off. Let's go to the overdrive section again. Let's get vanilla. I like that a lot. Let's go to the cab section. Let's fine tune this. This is the tone that I'm going to stick with. Now let's play with the IRDX technology. So first I'm going to turn it off and on, and then we're going to blend it. Hear how it kind of just becomes pretty static, I guess. It doesn't sound very dynamic, for lack of a better word. Without it on, it just sounds very, especially feels that way as well. Now, mind you, IRDX technology being on or off is just a preference. Now, if I was running this as part of like a dirty layer for like a bass guitar, I would probably have this off because it was a bass guitar, as an example off the top of my head. But whether this is on or off is a totally personal preference. And I'm guessing that's why they gave us the option to even turn it off. It's because it's not necessarily bad having it off either. And I can also see extended range guitars not wanting this on because it's like too dynamic. You know what I mean? So I like the fact that they gave us these options. Whew. All right, last but not least, we have the post effects. We have delay and we have verb. Sub-Zero 100, Bogren Digital. So what do I think? For an introductory price of $79.99, I think this plugin offers a lot of flexibility as well as the sauce. We all like the sauce, right? There is a lot of guitar amp sim plugins out there. However, this is definitely something that interests me because this is of an amp I have never personally played, but would love to play. But you know, the Sub-Zero 100 is a pretty boutique amplifier and not a lot of us have even physically seen one, let alone heard one or can identify clips of one. So this is pretty cool and a welcome addition. It's also a lot of fun and it just sounds good like everything Bogren Digital, in my own opinion. I will link down below in the description if you'd like to know more about Bogren Digital and MLC. And with that, you've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.